Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jensen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
Yeah, baby, let's go. 8:05 on a Tuesday. This is the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. We're live on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in Lou Info. Like and subscribe and chat away. That's where the party's at.
So a lot of trans news.
A lot of trans news. I hope you guys had a lovely, lovely weekend. I certainly did. Hung out with the African-American community Friday night, which was quite nice. And I also...
Who'd you hang out with?
The African-American community downtown at Keener Plaza. That's what I did.
So what was the band you were introducing?
It was called the Fabulous Motown Revive, baby. And they kicked ass.
I love Motown.
That was Saturday night, actually.
I love Motown too.
But
You're an old soul.
I was talking to Jimmy before the show, and I was bitching about Kate's BMW. It's a nice car. Don't get me wrong. But there's a couple of things that drove me nuts over the weekend with it.
Sometimes Cam just puts together these sentences. Just go. I see why the common man sees themselves in you. Open the show. So I was down last night hanging out with the people, and then, man, these problems with these BMWs, I tell you what.
Oh, my God, you're right.
Can we
oh, my God, you're
Cam Jensen.
Oh, my God.
Common man.
Common man.
But I didn't track the whole sentence. Now, I know we have a disability where we can't really function.
No.
But
now I feel like I'm going to say something racial.
I thought we were talking Motown, and then not only was it like poor to rich, but now it was, we're going to talk Motown, okay, to my car.
I had black
like
friends.
In the same sentence.
I can't, I don't know what my problem is. Okay, fine. That night was,
I know what your problem is.
It was Saturday night. It was great. I did a little autograph signing there. I don't think one person knew who I was. And they wanted me to go on stage and like kind of give a little speech about my career. And I'm like, I don't want to waste people's time because I don't think they care. So I just went up there, kept it quick. And Kate and I chilled, watched everybody dance. It was a lovely time. They had food trucks everywhere. I went to the 360 bar beforehand. Forgot how nice that place is. Pretty cool. I was downtown and it was a nice, lovely night. Question, go ahead.
Jim Hayes, Ledoux Patch.
Yes.
What kind of songs were they playing? Because
Motown.
I got that.
Mm-hmm. Juneteenth, baby. Juneteenth, baby.
Was it OJ?
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that.
We got a text.
What's that?
Was it the OJs? Like, give me a song.
Dudes.
Give me,
and
what?
All dudes. And they were drunk. A song.
Like you're like Motown.
Motown.
Next question.
Next question, please.
No, that's not enough info.
I think,
don't you want to know, Rock, what songs?
Yeah.
Motown. Damn, I don't know. I don't know.
All right, let's move on to the car.
So anyway,
we got nothing on Motown.
Nothing on Motown. So Kate's 3 different things with her car over the weekend. The number one thing is it just, I don't know why these newer cars turn off. You have to press a button. I know. And we do it every time. Just press a little button. But it's like a half to a second delay before you press the gas. And it kind of puts you in a jam if you're trying to get out in heavy traffic and somebody's crawling up your ass. You need to get on the gas and it has to start back up. I don't understand why cars do that. I don't think it saves any gas. That part sucks. Number 2, I go, Kate, let's get China walk. She's like, yeah, let's do that.
Why do you say it like that?
What do you mean?
He hasn't said
What do you mean?
normal in
What do you mean?
in
What do you
8
mean?
years.
What do you mean?
Like if you're talking about,
what do you mean?
If you're talking about like some sort of ailment, you can say China flu, but China King,
China walk.
All right.
China walk. So anyway, we wanted to get China walk, and Kate's like, I'm going to go get it. So she starts her car, comes back in, and I think I grabbed the keys because I don't know. I just had the keys. So she gets in her car, drives all the way to Eureka, parks it, gets out, gets the food, calls me up, says, I'm locked out of my car. I go, how is that? You keep the keys in the car? She's like, no, you have the keys.
What, you shouldn't have been able to drive away from her.
I know.
You're not. The car should have turned off as soon as you got like
Didn't.
20 yards away from her.
Rockio, it didn't. She
insane.
drove all the way to Eureka, parks the car, and then I'm like, what are you talking about? And I look, the keys are right there. I'm like, how the hell did you get there then?
That's a completely broken system.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, your car, that shouldn't happen.
So I had to get in my truck and drive all the way there, give her her keys, and drive. It's like, what is that all about? I thought you could only go a certain place, or there would have been something pops up like beep, beep, beep. You need your key.
Yeah.
And then I never do this. I've never ran out of gas in my life.
Me neither.
Never. I'm always looking down, seeing what's up. And usually my truck gives you warnings, like if you're down 50 to 30 to whatever, it'll remind you. Well, this car doesn't. And I get done doing a podcast and I'm in the dead zone out there, meaning I'm about 4 miles from this way, 4 or 5 miles from my house. And I look down and I have 0 miles left on my car. I go, what? No, it didn't tell me at all. 0. And I'm like, oh, so I put it in neutral, rolling down the hill and sputtering a little bit. And I finally make it to my driveway. And, her parents had to, because I couldn't even start it back up. Her parents had to go to the gas station, fill the damn thing up, bring it to my house. And I had to put gas in my car. That's 3 things.
Would you trade your problems for menopause problems?
God, yeah, dude. What? What the hell was that all about?
Would you trade your problems for menopause problems?
God, yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I would.
So you ended up tearing out a retina.
I've been pretty hard on the women
and
folk
having
lately.
to have a valve replacement in your heart, correct?
Yes.
No, none of that happened.
You're right.
Let's put it in context.
Okay. I went through a couple jams that I don't know I'd wish on anybody.
No, it's frustrating. And at the moment, makes you want to rip your eyes out. I get it.
God.
But you're okay.
Is everything's good? No.
Everyone's healthy.
And
I'm going to poke you in the nuts.
the food was good, baby.
You know what?
Everything was fine. It just, I don't understand some of the things, the quirks on this vehicle. And I don't know if anybody else out there has something like this that goes through it too.
So you always call me Jimmy the Answer.
That's right, baby.
Right. So I'm sifting through all this.
Hold on. Let's listen to Seth.
Hold on. Seth,
Dude, Jim,
Seth,
that was the
that's a
great.
great try.
That was the great.
The answer is you don't need that kind of car. You go get yourself a brand new Audi from across the way. That place is a palace.
There you
I don't
go.
like to drive by with my kid because he just wants to drive in and look.
I know.
You got a new car.
I know. Yes.
And here's the thing, Cam. Colton Carrier says, nope, it will give you a warning, but you can still drive it. Gene Glass says that's a myth. Not all cars will shut off. I do know for a fact that Audis do, though. So
there you
if
go.
you had just been driving an Audi,
Jesus,
we wouldn't have had this problem.
Oh man, that was weird.
You know what?
If you give your buddy Neil a call, it's solve this for you.
Damn
Can I say something? I don't get emotional, but I always envision a world where we all together in peace,
right.
with love for each other. Everyone
coexist.
Everyone driving an Audi.
Coexist.
Everyone living on a mountain together, driving an Audi, where there'll be no problems and love for
everybody.
each other.
I don't want to get sappy, but I would just say, imagine.
I tell you what, though, we were talking about the cyclists were out this weekend, boy. Woo!
No, that's gonna
Imagine
get
all the people
Holy cow, they were out this weekend.
driving
And they don't give a damn about
German
you.
cars.
Jesus. Oh, God.
And then we get all the bicyclists Audis, and they
Yes,
drive them
yes.
where they can be part of the
There
normal
you
traffic
go.
flow and join civilization.
Imagine
Hand in
everybody
hand.
on the road
They're getting
following the same street.
They're all grumpy.
signs.
They're
Well,
all
We
grumpy.
can put this
Let me-
together,
let me
Jim.
just
I'm
tell
just saying we got verses here.
What did you say about them, Rock, before we were done?
Oh, they're. I don't know if I should say that publicly,
Oh, okay.
but I believe
No, you
that
can't. No,
you
they're
can't.
all.
We're
No, we're-
transparent.
They're,
Yeah.
yeah, no, they're all. There's something wrong with all of them. Like there's something like a synapse in their brain stopped firing.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why when they're in the middle of the road and there's a line of cars behind them, they don't go, huh, maybe I'm the bad person here.
no.
Maybe I'm causing people to potentially be late because their 20-minute drive by only the inconvenience of me
Yes.
is now becoming a 35-minute drive. Maybe I'm the bad. No,
You're not.
I'm not using gasoline and I'm getting a workout. I'm the good person.
There.
You sound like a conservative to me right there.
I'm a
Rod.
good person.
Meanwhile, they
You
got
sound like
4-car
a conservative.
garage up
Here.
in my neighborhood.
Listen, I don't like generalizing because I'm sure there are cyclists who think about that when there's a line of cars.
Paint with a
I
wide
think there are.
wide brush. There.
I don't like that. But I
Oh,
saw a couple
man.
of gentlemen. I didn't want to say the road because there's construction on Geyer. Oh, there it is. Where, it's going to cause problems anyway. A couple of guys, middle of the road, line of cars behind them. It's the same old story. It takes a while because Geyer's a winding road. First off, some oncoming car could crush you head on if you're in the middle of the road. You got to be careful. But they're going slow. They know that they're causing a line of cars behind them. Don't seem to care.
Don't.
And then they hit that stop sign that we all have to stop at because that's the law of the land. And you're in the flow of traffic, and they blow through it.
I know.
Not to save time because you catch right up to them, but just to let us know that they do what they want and don't have to follow.
They're
the law.
better than you. They're better than you.
Can't we all get along?
No.
You know what I do?
No, we can't.
I see a guy like on a
Drive me nuts.
driving his bicycle on a windy road. You know what I do? I give him a wide berth.
Yeah.
Hey, we're in this together. I want to give you a safe cushion. So I'm going to be over here where I can, unless I'm in the way of oncoming traffic around a curve. I can't do that. But I would expect the same. Like, for example, we're in a straightaway. I'm going to give you a nice wide berth. I'm going to move a little to the right. Just a little. That way there's plenty of room for all of us, and there's no danger for anyone. Nope.
It is very, very bizarre. And I know-
Assuming makes an ass
Dang right.
out of you and me.
I always forget about Sam
I said I didn't even know what he was saying. I didn't even know what he was saying. I said, "Dang right!" Before he even finished his statement.
Assuming makes an ass
Dang right.
out of you and me.
I mean, he was halfway through an extremely common phrase.
You didn't know that phrase?
Well, maybe I did know it.
Maybe
That's why I jumped
Wait,
in there.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Flag on the play. You maybe knew the phrase, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. You maybe knew that
What'd
phrase.
he say
in
again?
He said, I'm sorry. What did he say again?
What did he say?
He said, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. You're telling me in 2021 or 2022, when that clip was broken off, you didn't know that phrase?
We just assumed every single cyclist was bad dude. So who are you talking about here?
No, he's just talking about the
no.
drive.
Cam.
Oh, come on.
I'm just calling.
Cam.
I'm talking about just.
I'm
the drop.
just saying.
Cam was
though.
just a
I
drop.
know. I know.
Assume-
I'm saying,
and-
you didn't
And let's
told
get
that
to
in
the
third
root.
grade?
The root of assume is
I didn't graduate third.
Understand?
I was playing pro.
I'm trying to explain the beauty of that saying because assumptions can be bad, but also it's a word play. Assume is spelled ASSUME.
So
See
when
what they
you
did?
assume
Yes.
you make an ass out of you.
Now do you
And
get
me.
it?
Oh my God!
Where's the damn bell?
No way.
Oh my
There's
God!
no way this is actually happening.
Wow!
Assuming makes an ass
Dang right.
out of you and me.
Wow, Rock. Daddy, dude, give it to me. Give it to me. Let's go right here. Give it to me now. I had a tough weekend. I had to go downtown and then almost ran out of gas and ate China Walk.
No, we heard.
And watched 1923. Badass, by the way.
I just need a moment to get past this. All right, the first thing, Doctor.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
The first thing I would say to you is get over to Audi, get yourself a brand new Audi, because it also will raise your IQ by like 75 points as soon as you get in that car.
God almighty. Oh, Lord.
Assume.
You want to do trivia today?
So every time we played that drop, you just had no idea what was going on.
No.
All right. No, we're learning.
I mean,
we're living, we're learning.
I don't like controversy.
Blame it on my parents.
I don't like white people. We like the black ones.
Oh,
like
Jesus
this sounds like
Christ.
This sounds like an
What
edit
is
point.
going-
This sounds like an edit
The
point.
funniest-
Hold on a second.
I don't like white people.
That sounds like an edit point. That sounds like there's an edit point there, Cole.
Oh, it was funny when you said, no, be quiet. Let Seth talk.
I got that one again.
Hold on. Let's listen to Seth.
That's
All right.
You're ready, Jim.
Hold on.
Hold
on.
man.
There was a time
That's so funny. Dude.
where I felt bad for Seth wanting to get in on the conversation.
Yeah.
And if it's you, me, and Charlie, sometimes it's hard. So
It's tough
I
to
was
get
trying
in.
to create a path. And then when he got the path, because it's like the Cardinals in the runway. It's been beautiful.
That's right.
We were trying to give Seth runway.
Oh my God.
And he didn't seize the
Oh.
moment. He did not seize the moment.
Dude, that's funny, man. Cam, funny story. I was in Pacific Eureka area, and even St. Albans on Saturday might be giving Saturday night giving rides because I had to drop off somebody at the end in St. Albans and had to drop off somebody in the Weston Hills Country Club out in Pacific. Thought about driving by your house. Guess I'm glad I didn't because you weren't home. Oh, well, life goes on.
Oh, that's not good.
All right.
Do you want people just popping by your house?
No, because I had that at my other house and I didn't like it. That would happen a lot at my other house because everybody knew where I grew up. I grew up right next to I bought the house next to my parents. Everybody knew where I lived in Eureka, and people would show up at my house all the time.
Like
And I would
fans?
people that lived in just random people went to high school with, I haven't seen in a long time. People up the
Hey,
street.
Cam, it's me, Roscoe.
They would
Remember
bang
me?
on the door.
That's bad.
And I'm like in my underwear, and I'm like, God, dang, I got somebody coming up here. God dang it. And I'd get in military crawl all the way to my room and
As
just hide.
Maniscalco would say,
I would hide.
it's company.
Oh, I don't bang
Get
on.
the Entenmann's cake out.
You ever bang on? Ever been just like randomly showed up at somebody's house? Ever? And just said, hey, haven't seen you in a while, and bang on their door?
One time. Can I share? So I was with some friends in New York City. I lived in Manhattan for a stretch in my childhood. And I had a friend, Joel Roberts. And I don't know why, but I remembered where I lived, and I remember where he lived. He lived in a nice brownstone type building, whatever. And I was like, I was with some friends from college in New York, and I go, I'm going to see if my friend Joel Roberts, who I hadn't seen in 16 years, remembers me. So I go to the doorman, and I go, hey, any chance you could see if Joel Roberts still lives here, and if he wants to come down and say hi to a former elementary school friend? And he's like, oh, I think Joel's up there. Let me check. And he's like, no, he doesn't want to come down.
Oh, really?
Well, I might not want to either. Would you?
If
you're in a building,
if you knew, yeah, I would.
And it's a guy
I would come down
from your elementary school days. Like, I was just curious what he looked like, And
I don't know what to think of that.
But he would not come downstairs. Joel Roberts.
That's bizarre, actually. Is he like? I don't know.
I know. I never.
Maybe he was jammed up there. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. But that would happen to my dad too, I feel like, and he'd be so pissed. Like random people like that we used to live next to way out in Pacific would.
But whatever, I'm naked.
Show up at the house. And my dad's like, what is this? I remember him getting so mad at it. And then it happened to me. God, I'd never do that to people.
So you want them tight, but this was too tight. And it just was a miserable experience.
What was it?
What was that? My clothes are a miserable experience.
So you want them tight, but this was too tight.
Oh, like my suit pants or something. Oh.
You want your suit pants tight?
No, man. My weight fluctuates. It's so uncomfortable. They're getting better now with some of these new suit pants. They're not even like these bad boys I got
They're
on.
stretchy.
Gotta have it, dude.
Yeah.
You eat China walk all goddamn weekend. I'm putting on LBs. I probably put on 5 LBs over the weekend.
You should have taken the advice from Ed Herman last time he was in here. Get you some linen pants.
I will.
They're so comfortable.
I need comfiness.
It's like wearing Air, man.
But you
look so good in them too.
Because
you look great in them.
They wrinkle almost immediately. That's the look they're going for.
It doesn't matter.
And you kind of look like you could either be wealthy or a hobo. That's the thing about linen. Some guys,
it's a kind of line to walk. I want them to be confused.
Some guys can pull it off. You're like, all right, that guy's rich. Oh, that guy lives in a van.
I'll look like a guy who lives in a van.
Yeah,
I'm
just telling you.
But you're comfortable and it's breathable. That's all that matters.
Man, dude,
Who cares what people
I just want to be comfortable.
I want to be comfortable and breathable.
But he's telling you the stretch fiber.
The stretches don't. The stretches, like, they're comfortable. They don't breathe though because they're so much tighter. Like there's not enough. There's not a lot of good airflow. It's all polyester and like synthetic stuff.
Like I wear a lot of
stretch.
I wear a lot of sport coats, blazers, whatever. But I found a pants like the Min and Main or whatever that name that you always mangle. I found another brand that is the same thing and it fits great and it breathes.
What is it?
I forget the name of the brand. My wife.
It's expensive too.
These are no.
Yeah.
And I got like a bunch of them, different colors, and that because they're like form fitting but stretchy, so they're comfortable. They don't look like if you wear Dockers.
Yeah.
And as soon as you wear them, they look like wrinkled. I'd imagine it's worse with linen. But the stretchy stuff, I got a suit that's out of that. It breathes. It's nice.
There are these things called irons.
I iron all the time, but you're not going to iron.
I spray it down.
I mean, you're not going to iron in the third inning of a game.
No,
Rock,
I hate iron it. No, those spray things, they break down the fibers of the clothing.
Do they?
Yeah, some of them do.
I bring those on the road with me, man. Yeah, spray my stuff down.
Yeah, I mean they're good. It's a convenience factor, but I mean there's always a trade-off with a convenience.
Are you
factor.
organized in your hotel room? When you get in there, are you just stuff everywhere?
No, I keep it. I live out of the suitcase. I make sure they have an ironing board because that's one of the first thing. And I iron. I don't have to iron the pants. I just fold them because that material doesn't really wrinkle. I iron my shirt. I immediately put the sport coats away.
Yes.
Right.
Hang them up.
And I iron my shirts. The shirts have to be ironed. I don't care what no wrinkle shirt you're talking about. It's going to have to be ironed. The pants don't. Now, sometimes I'll clean them up a little with the iron, but that's
dude, they get so wrinkled so damn fast in your suit. You guys are lucky you're there for 4 days, going in one city, trying to take out some things, and they get wrinkled again, and you got to leave.
Something never said about Cincinnati before. You're lucky you're there for 4 days.
Oh, God.
Never said about Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Oof.
You know, there's some parallels between Cincinnati and St. Louis.
I bet.
And some of the things I think they're ahead of us.
Probably.
Like they got stuff on their river. Like I don't know why St. Louis doesn't. Why that was never. I mean, except for the spaghetti factory.
I'm guessing,
and the potholes.
Their river just floods differently. Like I think there are like some actual reasons why St. Louis didn't build immediately next to the.
I like to know
river in the same way, and that's because it floods.
You're telling me, but we
have
have
the Mississippi floods differently than rivers flood differently.
Yeah.
There's parts of the Mississippi where you can build next to it safely, aren't there?
I think
certain areas.
There are some areas, but I'm just.
How far has it gone up?
There's like we haven't built close enough to the areas we could build to. I think that's definitely the answer. But you can't utilize the riverfront the exact same way that other cities have. That's not saying we couldn't utilize it more, but to compare it to other cities is sometimes I think just a little bit of. Not a great comparison.
Cincinnati had got nothing. Like, why did they figure it out and we can't?
Well, the worst flood, I'm probably guessing it was
trying to explain that.
93. How high?
No, I understand
how high did it get up?
But the flood threat is not present in all parts of the river. St. Louis could utilize some and make a nice river walk, restaurants. They tried, right, with the spaghetti factory and the cobblestone. And people used to go there.
Yeah.
And then they stopped. And then the cobblestone just used to nicely channel the urine in the little cracks of the cobblestone.
Then you got your Jeep stuck down there.
And I got my Jeep stuck down there because there was some flooding. There was flooding. And
did the spaghetti factory ever get flooded? I'm trying to think how high up that is.
And that's not there no more, right? They used to have Jake's Steaks down there.
That's why it's tough to go. Like
there's a casino right there.
I know. Four Seasons
casino right there.
Four Seasons Hotel.
There used to be an AM radio station that I helped to destroy that was right there. 1380,
Is
right on the river.
Is it still hard to get in and out of there to the casino?
No.
Remember how difficult it used to be where you had to go to Cobblestone and it just took a while to get the hell out of there? I don't know if they fixed that or not. Is that place jamming? Do people go to Lumiere a lot?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been
either.
there.
Yeah, me too.
It's nice.
Yeah. Casinos are casinos. I'm not
It's no
into
River
them.
City, but sure.
I like River City.
I love River City.
I like River City. That looks like True Detective when you go down there, season 1.
I love
We
that
used to
place.
have the
You know what I mean?
Admiral and
I
the
love
Queen.
that big bridge they got though. It's perfect. Man.
It's a nice casino,
Nice.
dude. They got a nice
casino.
ballroom
Nice
and
little
stuff.
casino.
Didn't we used to have the Admiral and the Queen right on this
Listen,
flood-prone river? We
I
could have
would-
done something.
I would love it. I got to go to the McDonald's on the river like one time in my life before it closed down. So yeah, I wish they would have kept things open, but I was 9 when they shut all this stuff down. So I'm not really sure.
I blame you.
why. You should. I was
blame you. And
if I don't get pushed through
your
that
passion
window,
was, if
I don't get pushed through that window, I mean, I think the city of St. Louis can do a lot more.
if your passion was riverfront development instead of soccer, we'd be in a different
God,
place.
you're
My
absolutely
passion
right.
game soccer in like 2018. I feel like we were pretty behind the 8 ball at that point. Had lost the Rams. The mall had closed. When did that thing close? How did we not? Where was your generation not ringing the alarm bells then, Jimmy? What were you guys doing? Come on.
I was rooting on the Cardinals.
Damn it, Jim!
I was rooting on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a specific answer. I guess it is because of the flooding with not building that area up as much. I don't know. We've had some nasty ass floods, I'll tell you that.
And listen, like I said, they could get more stuff to like the thing, like where they have stuff on the river, because it's not on the riverfront, but where they have stuff on the river behind the levees, they could build up more of that area right on the levees. There's no doubt about that. Like that's been a mistake. But I mean,
that's what I'm referencing.
But I mean, the landing. I mean, it failed because no one wants to drive that deep into the city, and it's the deepest
you're
part of
kinda
the city.
stuck in there.
Why would I drive that deep into the city if I don't even want to drive to like Midtown because of crime issues?
I drove to the city.
I would too.
did
I have a friend
Saturday night.
I have a friend who has a bar down
Motel, right?
I have a friend who has a
Revive,
bar,
baby.
I have a friend who has a bar just east of the ballpark. It's a fantastic bar.
What is it?
It's called Trust. It's in an old bank building. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You get a lot of
It's where-
people
it's
from
where
the
me and
Cardinal
Rachel-
games?
It's where me and Rachel went on our first date.
How's it in the wintertime as far as bringing people in?
Probably a little bit down because it's a block or two away from the ballpark, but it's
Yeah.
it's 6 or 9, 10, 12 blocks away from the
Scott
Blues.
Ridge.
So yeah, it's a little bit different.
But if you're hot, you can do well during baseball. Maybe not this season with the fan
That's
base.
the thing. Like, yeah.
But and then you kind of coast
Coast
the
a
rest
little
of the
bit.
way.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of food they have there at your friend's?
Yeah, now
place?
I'm curious, baby.
They don't have a lot of food. It's a very upscale cocktail bar for the most
really?
part. Yeah.
Why? Because you're a country club guy, so you only hang around blue blood. Now you're kind of making me sick.
Yeah, he's changed.
Do only blue bloods go to cocktail bars?
I mean, I've
You
changed
just said
too.
upscale. You just said upscale.
No. I mean, I'm
cocktail
saying
bar.
more in like the
It's
decor
an
and everything
upscale.
like that.
It's an upscale cocktail lounge.
I went in there
It's
and
a
probably
lounge.
ordered Jack
More
and
than a
Coke like
lounge.
I always do.
More than a lounge in a bar.
That's-
No,
You
it's
know.
where it's a bar.
So he's doing pretty well.
I think so.
You ever like talk to him about business and stuff like that?
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm
Curious
I ask
about
him how's
that.
it going and things like that, but I don't want to pry.
You know, if you're selling expensive cocktails, you're doing all right.
Like I said, they're
It's
not-
the bars
it's-
that don't get a lot of they
it's not super expensive cocktails either. It's just like the it's an old bank building, so it's like got huge vaulted ceilings. It's a gorgeous
that's
place.
awesome.
They got tables all around the place. The bar is gorgeous as well, and the cocktails are extremely well priced. But it's got a good, it's like I said, it's a good place.
What makes
to
it
go
upscale?
Good place to go for a date. No, vaulted
said-
ceilings. It's got all this crown molding because it's a bank from like the 20s, so it's still got all those like kind of like pops of like these old school 1920s
Call it
buildings.
nostalgia.
And nostalgia. That's what I was looking for.
Okay,
Thank you.
because you
I
seem
couldn't
to
find it.
you seem to create a little class warfare with it. I don't think that's what your friend is
That's
doing.
what I'm all about. Class warfare,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
It should be nostalgia.
You got to sell booze to make money, though, man.
Well, nostalgia used to be considered a disease, so maybe we don't want to push nostalgia as much.
Listen, all I know is if you told me I could go get a fantastic, well-priced cocktail and feel like I'm in the Great Gatsby,
You could.
I'd be there.
That's what I like.
I'd wear an
Yeah.
ascot.
Yeah.
I'd wear an
Yeah.
ascot.
How old's that bank? You think?
Like I said, the building that's in, I'm pretty sure it's on like a local like city or state registry.
He probably
like
had
of
to do
historic buildings and things
He had
like
to-
that.
he had to put a lot of-
Let me see if I can find it out.
He had to put a lot of work into that, man.
You find a hidden vault with a bunch of
Yeah,
cash
I know.
in there, some Krugerrands or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, creep around a little bit.
Krugerrands is the wildest word to me for like you hear it and you just go, I'm sorry, what is that? And somebody just tells you like it's a big chunk of gold. You're like, I'm sorry, how in God's name did we get to that name for a gold bar?
I think it's either South African or German.
I got it here. It's much older than I thought. Built in 1896 by
Whoa!
the newly formed Mississippi Valley Trust Company. 401 Pine Street was designed by a team of Eames and Young in the Parisian Bayou art style.
Of course, that's my favorite.
From the beginning, the trust company made a splash less than 10 years after opening, after the behest of its director, David R. Francis. I think he might have done some things around this city. The trust company led the financing of the 1904's World's Fair. Flush from that success, the trust company then expanded to the building next door.
Wow.
A lot of
the
time-
old building right
I mean,
there,
that's,
baby.
this is what the
It's
bank used
probably
to
haunted.
look. That's what the bank used to look like in the 1920s.
Oh my God.
That's what it used to look like
He
back.
put
in the
some money into
1920s.
that thing, dude.
So now
that's big.
That's what it looks like then. Now it looks like, let's see what it looks like. And they do like weddings and stuff there as well. It's
Put it on
it's
camera.
pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I
Put that mug up there. Look at this place.
We do have an
Now
audience.
I'm curious.
Sorry.
Now I'm curious.
And people say to me all the time, they go, Jim, what's your favorite style of architecture? I go Parisian.
Damn
of
right.
course. Right?
Damn right. The landing was a scene from the late 70s till the mid 90s, open till 3 a.m. And yes, we would hit it up after 2 a.m. bars closed. That's true. Kevin, what's up, baby? 3 a.m., man. That attracted a lot of people. Then people went to Harry's because that was 3 a.m.
So that's Cam, I got up on the screen now. That's what the outside of the building looks like.
Oh, sick. Tough.
And yeah, that's what
so he bought that.
So that's what the outside of the building looks like right there. Just like I said, like a couple blocks from the park. And like this is what, and like look at this top-down view of the actual like bar.
I was not thinking it was this nice.
Maybe it is more of a lounge. Maybe it is more of a
That's
lounge.
a lounge.
So you can see the bar right here.
Give me that fancy
That's
talk right
fantastic.
there.
But, like, look at how, but again, the cocktails are extremely just normally priced. It's just like it gives you a fancy feeling because again, huge vaulted
That is
ceilings,
date night.
all this
rock.
crown molding. Oh
Look
yeah,
at that,
I mean
dude.
it was, and then
Dude,
they do
put-
wedding stuff too. So yeah, they're absolutely killing it there. So if
He
you're
put
down,
a
if
ton
you're
of
down
money
for
into
a game there,
He put a ton of money into that damn place.
yeah, and that's why I went there for the
Holy
first date.
cow.
It was a
Good
good first
for
date.
He
him.
It
should
worked.
also offer steak kebabs.
Yeah, that's probably the next.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what the if they
Put a
do
big
any
kitchen in there?
foods. I'm
Get
not
some
sure.
steak kebab.
That's probably the next thing he wants to do is get some more food in there, which is probably a very difficult thing to do. Put
Yeah.
the kitchen, all the ventilation. Oh boy.
So my food project that I want to do outside of Cam's Deli in my neighborhood
God, I'm hungry.
with real food, real
Man,
deli
down.
food, real deli food. But I want a food truck
Growling on air.
for egg rolls.
Oh,
I've talked about this
like
before.
egg roll.
I didn't
If you get an egg roll now at a Chinese, it's like a little finger. They used to be big, substantial things with like chunks of pork in there,
Nah, that
and it
China
was
wall-
delicious.
Are you
You
gonna
get big fat ones.
fat ass.
Are you going
ones.
to partner?
I'm telling you.
Are you going to partner with our good friend Eddie McVeigh and do things
Reuben
like
rolls.
the Reuben egg roll
So
or like
good.
cheeseburger egg roll
Yes,
and all
Jimmy.
these different like styles of
Yes.
Americana in there?
Yes,
Yes.
okay. But it's got to be fat, and it's got to be almost like a fried burrito
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, dude. I like this. Get some
okay,
big sauce to
yes.
dump that mug into.
See,
God,
and
dang.
I'm calling it rockin' egg rolls.
That's one of-
Rockin' egg roll.
One of my
I'm thinking about like this size for the egg roll.
No, bigger.
Bigger. Okay, then.
It's going to be a monster.
Bigger. Like I'm talking about girth.
There, girthy.
Gotta be girthy.
girthy.
Okay.
That's what an egg roll used to be. Like it used to be like almost a meal unto itself. In fact, it could be rockin' egg rolls and in quotes under it, a meal unto itself.
Oh, I like that.
Egg rolls are one of the few frozen things you could get at the store, and it's actually pretty good in the oven. Everything else to me is like, oh,
Colton
Like, you could-
Carragher says that's some fancy lad stuff.
that's a fancy place right there, man. Wow, I was thinking completely different. I was.
Okay, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not taking the first date out to a dive bar.
Well,
although
I don't know.
although
you could do that.
we didn't go to
Yeah.
a dive bar after that place.
You know, I don't think she'd care. She'd
I
care if you went to a
can't
dive bar.
remember what dive bar we went to that was down
If
there.
she
But
was there-
she was a SLU law student, so she knew all
Yeah.
the dive bars down.
If she were there, I'd be terrified to go.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I still don't understand what that was about. Like
She was just screwing around, man.
I would have
She was having
liked
some fun.
I would have liked to have. I would like to meet her. I would
She
like
was
to
just-
see you in your normal.
she was
What'd
just
she
having
say to you
some
again?
fun.
What'd she say to you again?
that I was too scared to come down. Out of the blue, like I wanted to meet her and I wanted to see you like as a civilian.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Gino's like, that's a myth. The cars will shut off. Do you think I'm lying about that? Do you think I'm lying about that, Gino? That she drove all the way to Eureka and I had to go drive all the way there to pick her up to drop the keys up. Do you think I'm lying about that?
I was saying not all cars shut off.
Said that's not all. Sorry, Gino.
Using all the words.
Never mind.
Helps.
How's your son doing?
We already read that text first, and that's why. And then I led us into talking about how if she was driving an Audi, the car would have turned off, and you wouldn't have had that issue.
There is an entire weekend of college football to talk about. There should be a total of 0 soccer talk today. Okay. Some damn good games.
We didn't talk about any.
We didn't talk about. We just got to know much of.
Didn't they get booed?
No, we're not talking about it.
Weren't they getting booed?
They were down 3-0 pretty.
But they fought back. They always punch back. That's STL City. They always punch back. Don't worry. I tried that narrative with the Cardinals.
Too little, too late. Yeah. Oh, they were fighting. Jim. I tell you what, all those one-run games in May and June.
I tried that narrative.
It wasn't saying that they were and they were going to break through, and June and July was going to show you what this
punch
team.
Back.
Punch him back. Yeah, we'll talk some college football. You want to go to break and regroup and talk some college football? Let's do it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. This is Hot Take Central 2.0.
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high-energy, high-impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of the city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life. In your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
Buddy. What do you say, buddy?
Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, you don't get much better than this.
Yep.
LouInfo.com news headlines brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. An accident in South St. Louis claimed the life of one person Monday night just before 10 p.m. St. Louis police were called to South Compton near the border of Tower Grove East and Benton Park West neighborhoods. The accident involved a car and a motorcycle, and the investigation is continuing. It's been a week since the home explosion in North St. Louis County. Crews are still assessing the damage. At least 20 homes were damaged in the Sunland Hills neighborhood. The explosion caused 2 other homes to catch fire. A teenager is suffering from burns covering more than 20% of his body. Happy Hour Bar and Grill is teaming up with the Pud Shack to host a fundraiser for the teen on Wednesday. Lufthansa Airlines will increase its St. Louis to Frankfurt flights to 5 times per week in 2026. Flights will run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday between June 1st and October 20th of next year. It said due to passenger demand. From St. Louis Lambert International. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Things look good for the next couple of days. We have cold front that'll be arriving Wednesday night. That'll cool things off by Thursday. For now, pretty warm. We'll hit about 80 for the afternoon high today. Should be sunny. Overnight will be clear, low 60s, and then we're in the mid-80s and sunny on Wednesday. Rain on Wednesday night and then sunny and cooler on Thursday, low 70s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
Is your brand stuck on the sidelines? Tired of feeling like your marketing budget is just warming the bench? Well, then it's time to get in the game with Eyesight Media. We don't just put your brand near the action, we put you in the action. Imagine this, your company front and center, showcased in NCAA and pro stadiums and arenas nationwide. If you're ready to elevate your brand to MVP status, don't miss this shot. Visit eyesightmediagroup.com today to apply for an in-arena partnership. That's eyesightmediagroup.com.
A legendary weekend is coming to the Lou. Don't miss the Stiefel Charity Classic presented by Compliance Solutions, September 4th through 7th at Norwood Hills Country Club. Watch PGA Tour champions compete and enjoy a live performance by music sensation OAR at Friday's community concert presented by CarShield. Tickets start at just $20. Kids, military, veterans, and first responders get in free. Get your tickets today at StiefelCharityClassic.com.
Back to more of Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen.
The most perfectly trained athlete ever.
And Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
I'm an influential and respected man.
On the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Hot Take Central 2.0.
Yeah, baby, let's go. 8:45 on a beautiful Tuesday. Beautiful. We got that polar vortex coming through for the next week at least. Nice, beautiful weather. I think some of those days it's going to be high like 70, 71. Cold, baby. It's going to feel dang good. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the 10-day forecast.
Look at that
I
mug.
haven't looked at it yet.
Look at that mug.
We have highs of 75.
Woo!
All the highs are under 80 starting Thursday.
Unreal.
Through next Thursday. That's
beautiful.
This is September like we've never seen.
I know.
Why are you rooting in the colder weather?
Yeah, I don't like that overall, but I like this weather.
I like it. I don't want it to be 30.
No.
I said, but I like it to
but
be
you're rooting
70.
it on. Don't root it on.
I don't want the heat anymore.
Summer has sun.
I know.
We need sun.
But
It's going to be sunny.
Winter has no sun.
It being 70 degrees, though, for the entire week is beautiful.
Beautiful, man.
There's nothing I like more than 70 degrees, especially in St. Louis, because 70 degrees in St. Louis is just the breeze is going.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna be sunny a couple of these days. Oh, look
God,
at
I'm
the weather for the war on Saturday is going to be fantastic.
I'm going to be golfing so much coming up here, man.
Yeah, it's going to rain a lot, though, unfortunately, but
yeah, we might need that a little bit here.
We do.
Do you watch some college football?
Damn right I did.
What's the biggest storyline? Is it Alabama getting shite kicked?
I think it is.
Is it Archie not performing? Is it Bill Belichick getting smoked?
I think
Jordan and
I think you put them in the correct order.
Okay.
I think you put them in the correct order because in the grand scheme of things, no one cares about UNC football.
No.
It's a relatively irrelevant program to the national stage without the Bill Belichick story.
No doubt.
But the Bill Belichick story does heighten it, but it doesn't heighten it over
And
the
his
potential
girlfriend.
of a Kalen DeBoer $70 million buyout having to be, potentially fundraised for by the boosters and then enacted at some point this season. And then you also have Arch Manning, a guy who had never really played a full game, who was the preseason Heisman favorite on the number one team, and they completely lay an egg in the very first big game of the year. I think those are bigger things than, again, an irrelevant UNC program having a slight blip.
Did you
on the
say?
radar.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me jump.
Go, baby.
Belichick, and I'm not saying UNC is a program everyone knows about, but it was almost like we were forced to pay attention to it because it's Belichick. And in addition, because the fact that he's married to a much younger woman who apparently ran his interviews and told him we're not answering those questions, made it a big crossover story. So to me, the fact that I don't care about Belichick, but I was forced to pay attention to that, and now he's at North Carolina, and then he goes out and crumbles his team in the first game.
Oh my God.
And then just the weird difference of him being on the sideline, like he doesn't fit in as a college coach because he's stoic. To me, that boosts it to at least tie for first. All right, move on.
I get what you're saying with that. But were they supposed to be close in that game? North Carolina against TCU? No, I mean, no, right? You're supposed to get your ass kicked, but people are making a big deal like
because it's Belichick.
But they weren't even. I don't know. They got smoked though.
And poor Arch. Poor Arch.
North Carolina was getting 3.5 points, so they were slight underdogs.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to get housed.
Wow.
They were not supposed to get housed.
Not even close.
And a lot of it too. The media kind of took up this narrative after the Texas game that Matt Patricia, former NFL coach, was this genius defensive coordinator. The way he schemed up the Ohio State defense is the reason why Arch was in hell. Therefore, just wait till Belichick, the defensive mastermind that he is at the NFL level, wait till he gets his hands on a little Texas quarterback and watch how he destroys him. And then that Texas quarterback absolutely lights his defense apart. So yeah, it was bad. It was bad in a lot of ways.
Man, oh man. But Archie, he's on all these. God, his commercial was gone. Every other. I mean, his face everywhere.
Somewhere in advertising.
Somebody said that there's more commercials than completions. Like, he did not look good.
Look, I didn't watch the whole game, but I was checking back and forth, and it sure looked like his coach kind of gave up on him throwing after a while.
Yeah.
I know he had a couple of picks, but I mean, they're down at the goal line, and you're getting nothing. Mix it up a little.
Yeah, they did go for a fourth down, which kind of doomed them and also lost me some money. The issue, but then in the fourth quarter when they're down big and they have to throw the ball, and again, it's always are you going up? Is it prevent defense, soft shell kind of thing? But Arch does have like 130 yards on a pretty good clip to bring them back into the game and make it at least interesting. But considering all the factors, again, prevent defense, those kind of things. And as JNTX is pointing out, Baby Manning looks horrible. He's bouncing 5-yard passes. Yeah, his very first pass of the game is a bootleg to his strong side, and he puts it in the dirt. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
I like those 11 o'clock
what's he in from NIL? Like $6 million?
Yeah. I was talking about.
He's fine.
He's going to be fine. And I mean, and there was a story about his summer. He'll be great. Half of his summer he's just chilling on his uncle's different lake houses and beach houses.
I mean,
he'll be fine.
I was wondering if he went to class and all that stuff, like a normal student would do, being Archie Manning.
I think he
No, we talked about it and people chimed in and they said they lived down there and went to school down there. And yes, he participates in every class. He's walking around like everybody else does. They're not like secluded in their own little environment. So I thought that was pretty. And he said he donates all his NIL money. I said all of it.
Because again, he doesn't need it.
No, I mean,
boy, but at some schools where they have separate athletic dorms, football only dorms, I think in some schools, right, Rock? I
don't know.
You're insulated
I haven't done
as heck.
research.
Are these guys going to class?
Yeah, but it's not like you're at, you have 7 classes. I'm sure they have 3 or 4 they go to.
When was the last time somebody missed a game because of academics?
Oh, I'm sure that's happened, and it's just some linebacker at Stanford that's never going to come across either of our news feeds because it's not.
But,
I mean, like
didn't that happen a lot?
Deion Sanders told his crew,
"Yeah,
we're watching. We get reports you don't show up at class. We're going to have assistant coaches.
I bet he did.
Peeping on you, like you better go to class.
You can't sit in the back of the class. You can't wear a backwards hat in the class.
Yeah,
you can't wear flip flops. All this stuff."
I kind of like that.
So do I.
You should be able to wear a backwards hat.
Yeah, I like his discipline, man.
Unbelievable.
I think he's just trying to set some boundaries in place. It's
wear
really about control and culture. Like,
I'm aware it's about control.
I'm I'm fine with a guy wearing a hat backwards. I couldn't care. But if a coach is like,
no,
these are my rules and you're going to follow them,
Yep.
It's not just about a hat being backwards.
At least they could grow a beard.
I like rules to have a point beyond just the discipline
Yeah, but
factor of them all.
But sometimes a coach will put a rule that doesn't necessarily have a point.
I get
to show you that sometimes you got to follow a rule you may not agree with because I'm the head coach.
Damn right. Yep.
Or just get really good at explaining why there are rules.
Who
that could be also be like have a reason for the rule, and then
Yeah,
and
but
then it's
I
easy to
think that-
explain the reason.
But I think part of it is I don't need to give you a reason. You follow it.
No, you
I'm
do
the
need to give me a
coach.
reason.
No, he doesn't.
That's my thing. Is I think he should have to give a reason because
He's like, I don't
just
want
saying
you wearing a
blind-
backwards hat
blindly
because it
follow
doesn't look
me.
professional.
That-
I don't want
that's-
you to look
well,
unprofessional.
I question that statement in the first place.
It does. I mean, it
Hats
does.
don't look professional, man. Ball caps don't look professional. So wearing one backwards is not all of a sudden an unprofessional thing. Wearing a ball cap is unprofessional. Don't wear a hat at all.
Okay.
There's your rule.
All right.
I don't disagree with that take at all. I'm just saying if I'm a head coach, I'm going to make rules and I'm not going to tell you the reason for everything. And you're going to listen because we have to do this together. And part of the deal is I'm going to make the rules. You follow them. Now, if you don't win on the field, eventually I'll lose my job and I make no rules.
Yep.
But
And
for
somebody
now,
else is gonna
this
come
is the plan. Like you think Nick Saban would be like, all right, guys, here's some of my rules. Here's why we're doing it.
Why'd you change your
okay?
voice?
No.
Why'd you change your voice?
To seem like I'm more sensitive.
Seemed like that wasn't the reason.
What do you mean?
Seemed like it was more effeminate than sensitive.
Well, I think women are more sensitive than men.
Doesn't that coexist?
I mean, yeah, in your
Is that-
world,
am I wrong?
in your world where you never cry at things, I'm sure that's what it is.
Wait, you don't think women are more sensitive than men, generally speaking?
No, I think women are allowed to be
You?
more sensitive than men because of
God,
mindsets
yeah.
like
Okay,
this.
that's all I'm saying.
I think
Of course they
I
are.
think Cam's super sensitive, but he's not allowed to show it.
I show it all the damn time.
I think you're. I
told you I
think
cried.
you're more sensitive than a lot of women I know.
Wow.
God.
He wants to fight you.
Wow.
Now he wants to fight you.
I think you're wrong on that.
You want to fight?
No. Because I'm
Charlie
sensitive.
Nate 2. Jim
Wow.
Seth 2.
Okay. I've had a bad day. I've had a bad day so far. Assume, and now this.
There's something about Cam. There's something about that chair.
Holy
There's
cow.
something about that chair.
Honestly,
repeat what you said again. Just say it one more time.
The assume thing makes me want to hug you.
I
Well,
know.
it's an ass out of you and
Wow.
me. That's the letter.
You know a lot of women that are less sensitive than me.
Yeah, I know. I know multiple women who would never, with a microphone in front of them, talk about their cats the way that you do. 100%. 100%.
Those cats got me through.
I know that,
jams,
Cameron.
So you know,
and a lot. I know that there's a lot. I even know
That
someone who
little
wouldn't
kitty-
be that emotionally open like the way you are
and
right
I
now.
cried. I cried a long time after
saying.
that little kitty died. You damn right I
I'm
did.
saying.
Wait
that
a minute.
little kitty was a lot. It meant a lot to me.
Cam Jansen is now Caroline Jansen.
No, just
I'm-
because he's showing
no.
emotion doesn't
I'm
make him not a
Cammy.
man,
I'm
Jim.
Cammy with a K.
Hi, Cammy.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. Jeez, Louise, rock.
You're still one of the manliest men I know.
I mean, yeah,
You're still
what
one
does
of the
that
manliest
mean,
men
though?
I know.
What does that mean, though?
But you took a point, and I would never do
It's not
that. I would
binary,
never.
Cam.
Wow.
It's not binary, Cam. It can be the same.
I would never make a point just to do it. All right, I would never.
No,
do it.
no,
Never.
never. Not once. I'm shocked.
Not once.
Shocked. There's
Never
gambling
once.
going on in this establishment. Here's your winnings, sir.
But you're saying that because Cam has some sensitivity,
He has a ton
that
of
women are
especially
not
my
more
animals.
sensitive than that was my premise.
I think
Generally
women are.
speaking,
I think women are allowed to show it.
women are more sensitive than men. That's all I'm saying. And because Cam has feelings,
That's
you're
right.
saying you're saying that I'm wrong.
I can't have feelings and
Cam-
still be a man.
Cammy, you can have feelings.
Thank
love
you.
You can have feelings.
Oh my God.
Kevin Nixon says that because those women aren't as confident as Cam. I like that.
Well, I am and I'm not. You know,
I like
used
that.
to be. I used to be confident, like you can't believe, baby. Like walking, like what's that? Now I'm like, you know, it's kind of gone.
I think
down.
it was just a front. I think you pretended to be confident.
No,
Deep down,
I was confident.
internally, you were a mess.
I was
because you
doing
were battling.
my thing.
You were
Exactly.
You were battling like you're at a bar and you're like, "Give me a beer," but deep down, you wanted a Zima, but you were too afraid to do it.
Sorry, Andy, I'm on the radio.
Learn the
Isn't that
schedule.
unbelievable?
Good Lord.
On radio, I'll call you back.
Every day. Same time.
It's unbelievable.
Good Lord.
That's a power trip.
It's unbelievable.
You know what?
It's 100% a power
He's your
trip.
daddy, and he
He's my
wants you to
daddy.
know it.
Because I'm sensitive. Dang.
And you drink Zimas.
No, I drink beer. All right, we got to go to break. This is Hot Takes 2.0.
You want a Zima.
The Maddie Festival and Conference is back. September 12th through the 14th in the Grand Center Arts District. 3 days, 15 stages, and more than 100 performances. Featuring legends Common and Pete Rock, Patti LaBelle, and De La Soul. Also R&B stars Lucky Day, Leon Thomas, and Leela James. Jazz greats Branford Marsalis, Pedrito Martinez, and the Baylor Project. And of course, funk masters John Medeski, the SOS Band, and Carl Denson. Plus Maddie artist in residence, STL's very own Keon Harrell. Enjoy live music, art exhibits, carnival rides, food trucks, and more. Hear from thought leaders across music, art, tech, and innovation, and see community curation by Shakespeare Festival of St. Louis, The Walls Off Washington, Poetry Motion, Pack Dance, and more. Meet us at the intersection of art and life in the heart of Midtown St. Louis. Purchase festival passes now at MaddieSTL.org.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak, and there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
Broadcasting live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studios in Kirkwood.
Daddy is out of the cleaning up dump business.
KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
Radio News, I'm John Summers. Israel says it killed a longtime Hamas terrorist spokesperson and warned others will be targeted as well.
The Israeli military said on Sunday that they killed Abu Obaida, the longtime spokesman of Hamas's armed wing, in a strike on Saturday. Hamas has not confirmed his death, but his killing would be the latest in a series of Israeli assassinations of key Hamas leaders. Local reports say at least 7 people were killed and 20 injured, including children, in the strike that targeted a building in Gaza City. The attack comes amid ongoing airstrikes in the area ahead of a planned offensive to seize all of Gaza City. Following the announcement, the Israeli military said that they will target Hamas's remaining leadership abroad. Blake Sifton, Tel Aviv.
Chicago could be the site of the next showdown over President Trump's immigration crackdown. Homeland Chief Kristi Noem confirmed ICE plans expanded operations in the coming days. Fox News reports the White House is prepping contingency plans to send in the National Guard if any ICE protests get out of hand. Illinois Governor J.D. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson both have said the stepping up enforcement is not welcome in the city. But not everyone's on board with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's recent action. Harry Williams files this report.
Alderman Ray Lopez doesn't buy into Mayor Johnson's stance.
We already work with the federal government on multiple levels when it comes to law enforcement. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Congress returns today after a month-long August recess as a possible government shutdown looms large. The annual spending battle will take up much of the calendar to avoid a shutdown September 30th. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer took a lot of heat from his own party after voting with Republicans to avoid a shutdown in March. Republicans once again need Democrats to pass a temporary spending bill. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Business owners, are you paying high phone bills for old school systems and lousy service? StrongTel cuts your phone bills in half and turns every phone you own into a feature-rich business system. Sean Roddy, CEO of Hennings Brothers Drilling, had this to say. We've been a StrongTel customer for over 10 years. It's great. It even includes an intercom with video to our equipment yard. I can watch live from anywhere with my smartphone. I'd recommend StrongTel to anyone. Never miss a customer call again with your StrongTel business system. StrongTel is a proud iTex partner and always welcomes your iTex dollars. You'll get award-winning StrongTel service, a business-class phone system, and cut your phone bill in half. So visit strongtel.com right now. That's StrongTel, StrongTel.com. StrongTel.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen.
So what's his handle?
GetBC.com.
You're gonna need lawyers, right? Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right. Free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Hey, listen to me. I'm one of the credit cards in your wallet. I'm about to explode and pop like a balloon. You're using me and my brothers way too much. Your credit cards aren't the only ones annoyed. It's your paycheck that doesn't have enough to pay everything. Save your credit cards, your paycheck, and yourself a lot of PAIN. Pain. Call the debt helpline now, not tomorrow, right now. Our experts will show you how you can cut your interest rates and your payments on your credit cards in half. Credit card companies have special assistance programs designed to help you. Make this 100% free call right now and learn how you could get out of credit card debt. Here's the number.
800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. That's 800-406-6569. Paid for by Zero Debt.
The Lou Information Station presents Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jensen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
Let's go. Tuesday. Beautiful day out. Lou Information Station live and on demand at louinfo.com. We're live on YouTube, by the way. Check that out. Just go to Lou Info on YouTube and go to YouTube and then type in Lou Info and then like and subscribe and chime in all you want. We got Brody and Ed Herman here live. What's up with you guys?
I don't know. I judge everything by how my hair looks in the monitor.
Looks good.
And today it's looking pretty full.
Pretty good. Looks thick.
Yeah. What we know is that today's going to be a good day.
Yes, you're damn right.
Yes. Are backwards hats, wearing them in that fashion, something that you're opposed to?
No.
It depends on what everybody else is doing. I think that the philosophy behind why it's disrespectful is because if it's part of a uniform, the idea is that a uniform should be worn uniformly across the whole team. So if one player decides to turn it the opposite way and not sort of conform, that could be viewed as disrespectful, unless you're a catcher and you're turning it backwards to wear your mask. But so if the whole team is doing it one way, I think that would be the part. But if it's just backwards,
you look good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I think it looks great on you.
Fine.
You know, I honestly, I think it's just a style preference. I don't read into it. I mean, maybe a prior generation would have. But I don't read into it.
I look at old pictures of mine back in the day, and I'd have a backwards hat everywhere I went, and now I don't. I don't look. I look complete. My face must have changed or something. I look better back then.
See, now you look like an umpire.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my God,
Here,
look at this.
Here's $20.
Here's the thing that I noticed, though. I noticed you guys do podcasts.
Yeah.
I notice on sports podcasts, if you're on one of those, you better wear your hat back.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
AJ Brzezinski.
I don't. But like Lance Lynn does, Matt Holliday does sometimes.
Do you think that that's a branding thing? Do you think that they're told, hey, you know, you want to make it in this business, people got to see that face of yours?
No, I think it's because no one watches our podcast. I know yours are doing well. We're trying to build ours. I think it's just because that's like where they're from, you know, their age group. The hats were always backwards. And I just feel like the old guy with the hat on normal, but maybe I'll change it up.
You know,
Change
maybe
it
it's-
up. Word sideways.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Yeah, Oscar Madison, he would turn it, give it a little here, or Spanky from the Little Rascals, a little
Yes,
sideways
yeah.
deal. It was adorable.
Yeah.
You'd look adorable with the hat
That's
turned
what we're
to the
going
side.
for.
All right, I'm going to do
Adorable.
it because here's the thing.
I'm
You just
sincere
brought up
this. There we go.
You brought up Oscar Madison, and of course, I know who that is.
Yes.
And I do that a lot. A reference lost on a younger generation. Do you know who Oscar
Of course,
Madison
the
is?
Odd Couple with
See,
Felix and
The Odd Couple.
Because this
Did
boy
you know?
was
No.
because this boy was raised
You
right.
did, Rock. You knew who Oscar Madison.
I was not raised right.
I know the Odd Couple. I don't know the names off the top.
He was the guy.
See, thank you, Rockio. Thank you, Rockio.
That's one.
I think that's
I'll
pop
admit
culture knowledge.
It is,
Sorry.
and
Let's
I
talk
will
about
say I'm a little surprised, as you guys don't know, because it's not like it was a one-shot deal. It was a Broadway play, and then it became a movie, then it was a long-running television show, then it came back as a female version of the television show,
Jeez.
then it came back as an African-American version of the show,
Yeah.
and then it came back in recent years as a total remake with Matthew Perry. So, get on the beam, guys.
Yeah.
Plus, they made two movies and a couple of
Do
made-for-TV
you know what Oscar
movies.
Madison's occupation was?
Sports writer.
That's right. I was going to say.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I see how I look right now, and I look like I may be at the assisted living facility that can't find his shoes.
Yes, but you know what?
Where
That
are
guy
my shoes?
gets a lot of action. It might only because there's only 2 guys for every 20 women in those places.
And one guy can drive.
That's it.
What'd you guys do over the weekend?
What did we do? Oh, you know what we
did?
did?
A lot.
We went to the Alamo Draft House on
Yes.
Sunday, and we saw they brought Jaws back this weekend for the 50th anniversary to see it on the big screen. Now, I saw it on the big screen, but I was turning 4 years old that summer. But that's the last time I saw it on the big screen. So we went to see that. Let me tell you, that is really something else of a movie. It holds up.
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
every bit as good as I remember it ever being.
That scene
Oh man.
where they're drinking and
Yes.
singing,
Yep.
and the shark makes its move.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest scenes in movie history.
It is. That scene, if you look at because the movie is kind of 2 halves. The first half, you're on the island, and it's all the chaos and all the people and a few attacks and the bureaucracies. And then the second half of the movie is just 3 guys on the water
Yep.
taking on this massive shark. So when they have that scene underneath, and it starts with kind of the bonding of Richard Dreyfuss and
Yep.
Shaw with their scars going
great.
back and forth.
Great.
Then he transitions into telling the story about him on the USS Indianapolis,
Oh boy.
which is just this incredible. I was telling him watching it, I'm like, you know what? You can watch Robert Shaw give the speech a ton of times. He's brilliant at it. But what makes the scene are the facial expressions of Roy Scheider and Richard Dreyfuss, who understand immediately when he says he was on that ship, what had happened. But then to hear it, oh my God, you're talking about really some masterclass acting.
He was wasted too, I heard.
He was, and you know what though? And I think ultimately what makes that movie so great, and you say, why is that? Because I don't think of it as an action movie. That is like a Hitchcockian suspense film. Not a lot of people, you don't even see the shark until they're out on the water. You never really get eyes on them. Just a little bit of the fin in the pond. You don't see the whole thing until they're out there. And just the fact that the acting is so good, it makes it, folks, it makes a difference. You get really good quality actors who know how to do their part. You get a better movie.
Even the lady that remember she lost her boy at the very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she comes up and smacks him in the face like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, whoa. Like it holds up. Is that the scariest movie ever?
I don't
No.
know. I don't. Let me say this.
People say it is.
What I think here's the argument for why it is, and then you can give, because I see that you would say, listen, you're not going to have as many jump scares as you have in
Okay.
a lot of other movies. It's not that kind of a thing. But if you want to talk about long-term psychological damage,
damn
a
right.
movie that will change the way you think about the ocean for the rest of your life.
Sure.
I don't believe that there's ever been a more impactful,
There it is.
scary movie. So that would be my argument in your case.
People wouldn't
there.
even want to get in the lake. They were so scared.
Nobody has been in a body of water, had something touch their leg
Oh.
without thinking about that movie. Nobody ever pranked another person by touching their leg without in their mind thinking that they were evoking that movie. I bet you prior to 1975, out in the ocean, maybe somebody would have grabbed a gal's tush to be playful, but the whole pretend shark thing, I don't even think it would have been in people's consciousness to prank a person with that until Jaws.
And that music, dun 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 dun.
That pulse, the heartbeat.
John Williams is great.
You know, to me, the parallel is
Psycho.
It's going to me, it's going on a float trip.
Mm.
And next thing you're cornered by a bunch of hillbillies and things.
Is that considered another scary movie too? I mean,
to me, it's very similar.
Well, let me
right,
say
Jimmy.
this: I detest float trips, and it's not because of Deliverance.
Are we
but-
going to hear your float trip
But
story?
but I wonder if I can blame it on Deliverance. No, you know what? I went on a float trip that was supposed to be. I'll give you the abbreviated. It was supposed to be 3 hours. Okay.
Oh no.
And we get out there, and all these people are bringing these massive coolers with them. I'm not a drinker. And we get out there, and we're moving along so slowly. And because of the weight of these coolers, and quite frankly, the weight of some of the passengers, and I was not a light person back then, so I was probably contributing to the problem.
At least you're buoyant.
We kept getting grounded, though, in rocks. So every 2 minutes, everyone out, you're dragging it along the top, everyone back in, you float a little bit. So we're going on and on and on. I'm starving. And we're like, what should we all eat? Nobody brought any food. All they brought was beer. I was the only one that brought any food at all. And then they're all looking at me for my food. I didn't want to share any of my food. I didn't, we had like 18 people on this thing. How does 18 people go and only one person thinks to bring any food with them? It was the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. So then we get to the worst moment of the day, where I'm looking at my watch, and it's now been a little over 3 hours. So I'm like, I know we're coming to an end here. And our leader of the group points to some flag tied to a tree and say, there it is, folks, the halfway mark. I wanted to kill myself. That's the closest I've ever come in my life to just wanting to end it all right then and there. I didn't want to finish that float trip. I'm holding it in. I've got to go to the bathroom terribly. Half the people are just getting off the side of the little rafts, and just I'm talking to them while they're peeing in the water. These are women, but these are not ladies.
The float trip women.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm not here to judge. Live your best life. I'm just saying. I have.
As a snack?
I have
What other
that was what I had. Twizzlers.
Yeah,
Everybody was eyeing my bag of licorice.
That's
and
rookie.
I was not in a sharing mood.
No, that's it. And you can't hide from the sun. You're already getting sunburned. People are starting to get obnoxious. You're sober. Oh my God. It's a nightmare.
The only thing scarier, or I wouldn't say this, the float trip wasn't scary. The only trip worse than the 7-hour trip down this ridiculously slow river was the 3-minute insane school bus ride back to our cars that one of these river masters, I don't know what they call them. They took us back on a school bus. I don't know if you've ever done this.
Oh, yeah.
Through the woods, driving 110, 115 miles an hour. That's what it felt like. It was insane. Nobody's in a seatbelt. I'm flying around there and literally saying, how do I get back on the raft? It was the worst. And here's the nice thing, because I so rarely keep a promise to myself, but I made a promise to myself that day that I would not return to any float trip, and that was 25 years ago, and I have not been on one since.
No, I don't.
One of the few pledges I've kept.
I don't blame you for that, and you're lucky that you didn't have a bunch of hillbilly boys and girls with you, and the hillbilly boys start heckling the girls, then they follow you around, and there's fights. Oh yeah. I've been through hell and back.
Or you meet a rogue amorous hillbilly that corners you in the woods.
I'm just telling you, they're there. I've had some run-ins like you can't believe, scary moments where I thought I was just going to get jumped by about 50 dudes. You're there with a couple girls, a couple guys. I was like, whew,
and I'm
tough.
sure there's an upside to these things that I'm missing. Clearly there is. People can't be suckered over and over and over again. It can't all be first-time people.
You should have went halfway. You should have didn't do the long one. You did probably the 9-mile one.
Hey.
You should have brought more food, been prepared, and separate yourself from the people. Take a canoe instead. They're a lot faster.
You see, these were the pro tips that I needed.
I know. I'm a river boy.
Then.
I'm a river rat.
But see, that might be just enough tips for me to consider doing it again. And I don't want to be one of those once bitten, twice shy, kind of
like
deals
in Boy
here.
Scouts, we'd have a canoe and a lot of food. That works.
They didn't bring any food.
They did. They just brought beer. What kind of human beings are these?
I don't know.
Don't people get hungry?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
And you can get jammed up too. You need to eat.
God, I was intentionally jammed up because there was nowhere to go to the bathroom.
That's another thing, man.
I mean, I don't do. Yeah, that is not my.
I don't
thing.
like doing that
I am not
either.
a man of the woods.
No.
I was forced into it because he became an Eagle Scout. He liked the woods, and I wanted to be a good father. So you try to be supportive of your kids. But I was literally the definition of a fish out of water. I am not one for the woods.
I don't even like growing up in the middle of the woods, man. Like, it was fun when you're a kid and you have freedom. And I had people that kind of lived in the city come out and stay the weekend over, and they're like, this is freedom, like you can't believe. That was great. But I would never live in the woods ever again, because the spiders and the insects, they are so hard to deal with. If you have any animals at all and they get outside, they're going to have ticks out the wazoo. Even if you put that stuff on, they're everywhere. I remember as a kid, I'd walk outside and I would look at my leg, and there was 10,000 little seed ticks crawling up my leg. Thousands of them. It was the most horrific thing. The gray ones that were that big that you step on and they explode everywhere. You open up your bed, and there's a wolf spider with babies on the back of it sitting in your bed as a kid. I'm like, good God,
Builds
never
character.
again.
Builds character.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe I'm sure exposure when you're young.
I loved it when I was young.
That can cut both ways. But see, you're probably lucky. You loved it, and now you probably don't have an irrational fear of most of those things. No. I was a city guy, and I have an irrational fear of all of those things, like snakes. We were at one of these overnights, and we're staying in these tree houses, which are, you think, well, that sounds good. I thought, great. It's got the word house in it. It's better than a tent. But it's open on one side, totally open air on one side. I'm laying on my inflatable air mattress. I'm not going to lie and make it sound like I was roughing. And I brought the nice blanket pillow. I was fairly comfortable until I'm just laying there. And one of the other fathers, I guess one of these real men, is in there. And he calls over one of the other dads. And he says, hey, Fred. Fred goes over. He says, is that anything to be concerned about? And he's pointing just over my shoulder. And Fred goes, nah, it's not poisonous. And I go, whoa, what the hell are you? I'm over there. It's a huge 6-foot snake sitting right by my shoulder. It's a big black snake.
Black snake, yep.
So I say, Fred, get that goddamn thing out of there. So he took my pole, my walking stick. And I have a picture of this. I don't exaggerate. He'll tell you. If something's not a good story, I don't share it. I don't exaggerate. He brought this thing's enormous. And I said, you know what? This isn't for me. From now on, if I'm going to go on these things, I'm bringing my tent. I'm setting it up. I'm sealing it closed, and let me know when the trip is over and I'll come out.
Well, that's why I like to do anything outdoors. If you're going to go and do the river stuff, in summertime so hot and it's just miserable. But once it gets a little cooled off, if you want to, explore and camp out a little bit, I like it when it's a little bit colder. The bugs are kind of away a little bit. That's the time to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would like to share this. I went camping with high school buddies, 3 buddies, 4 of us there total. And we went to a place called Scroon Lake. Someone took a New York state map and said, we're going to go Scroon Lake. Didn't know anything about it. So we pack up everything, fishing poles, food, a lot of beer. And we didn't even have we just found a place that was in the wild. We didn't know if we were allowed to camp there, but we did. Forgot the food. We had no food. But we're going to catch our food. We brought bait and not one bite, nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Then that night, we built a little fire and we're sitting around, and across the lake was a cult, a religious cult, chanting, and we could see the outlines of people dressed in black.
Yes.
And we found out later that there was a couple of cults who had land that they would use.
Were they Klansmen?
No, they were black robes.
Oh, okay.
So it was some cult, I don't know. So that's across the river. We're all we brought one double tent and 2 individuals. I said, I'm in the double with someone because I'm afraid. Slept with a bat. But I just remember it must have been 2-3 in the morning. We're a little drunk. And I said, and we all were in the double because everyone was scared to be alone. So we're packed in there. Everyone's pretending they're sleeping. I go, if anyone's like me, you got a splitting headache. And everyone was up and everyone had a headache because I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
It was on a bit of a slant. Yeah. So the blood was rushing to our head. So the next morning we went to a diner and then we went home.
That's it.
Get out of there.
I'm surprised you waited till the morning. I had one of the great trips that we had. Okay. So we did one of these overnights and it was during the time of year where During the day, the temperature is fine, but then at night it can get quite cold. And we had pitched a tent. We were at Beaumont, in the Beaumont Reservation off of 44 at Antire Hill. And it's the middle of the night. I am freezing my behind off. I mean, it's so cold in the tent. I don't have one of these super duper sleeping bags that you can take down to -40 like some of these folks got at REI. I've got like some Walmart, sleeping bag. It's basically like a light jacket. He's in there. He's doing a little better than I am. And I say, Brody, I don't think I can do this, man. I said, I'm going to my car. I'm turning it on. I'm putting the heat on. I'm laying down. I'm going to try to get some sleep in the car. So he says, all right, I'll come with you. I'll come with you. So we sneak out to my car. I turn it on, get the heat on, and we sleep. And I say, don't worry, I'm setting an alarm. We'll get up and we'll get back in the tent before everybody gets up. And so about 5:30 in the morning, our little thing goes off. We get out of the car, go back into our tent. Everybody starts waking up. The sun's rising. It's about 6 o'clock. And we thought we had gotten away with it. And then the kids and all the other cars, the frost is all gone. Like, Mr. Herman, why is there no frost on your car? And I'm like, oh, and that's something? I'm like, but let me tell you, I wasn't going to make it.
No,
listen, but you know, who is the real survivalist in that situation? The survivalist does whatever is necessary to survive, even if it means getting in their car and turning on the heat.
Or staying at home.
The rest of them could have been dead in the morning, as far as I knew, right? So who really proved themselves that night?
Before I go to bed, what makes me relaxed is actually watching some of these guys with YouTube channels that go all around Montana and Alaska, and they just get dropped off. They build their stuff, dig out the snow, build a fire.
Survivor man.
And then move the fire, because that's where you're going to sleep eventually. So you have warm coals down, and they build a little thing and do all this stuff. They make the food. I watch that, and it makes me relaxed.
Yeah, it's fascinating. You know what? I think you know what it is? I think you probably are finding reassurance in just how little it takes to keep human beings sort of alive and going, and that somebody can start from scratch with none of the modern conveniences, and there's still always a way. I think it's probably comforting.
It is.
I watch Naked and Afraid all the time. That's my favorite.
Really?
Yep. And the number one thing that gets people on that. And by the way, the women on that show, women are tougher. Like the women, like the little frail women that might not have the skill set, the survival skills, they tough it out longer than the men. But you know what always gets people? The bugs. The bugs.
Yeah.
Even if you have the mosquito netting, they get in there.
They get in there.
I mean, if you're in a tropical place and these people are bitten from literally head to toe.
Yeah, I mean and I've never seen it, although it's always intrigued me. When they say that they're naked, they get anything on? They get underwear?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
So they are dropped
and that's why the bugs. I'd never be able to fall asleep.
And that's why I don't watch it.
They get a fire starter and a pot, and they could bring one thing like a knife, or sometimes they'll bring fishing line or mosquito netting, and they're dropped off in really uninhabitable places to survive. I forget what it is, like 21 days or something like that. And the story is they got to build their own shelter. They got to make their own fire. And even if you have a fire starter, if it's humid, sometimes the fire doesn't take. And just different tricks they use to survive whatever the elements, and also find food and water.
There was a movie. It was a great movie. It wasn't popular, with Robert Redford. Did you ever see it? It's called All Is Lost.
No.
And the movie has almost no speaking in it, because
he's out at sea.
He is out at sea. He winds up with his boat in need of repair, and he's basically lost at sea, and he spends 2 hours going through and because there's no speaking because there's nobody else on the boat. In a lot of ways more interesting than Castaway, because this is literally that window of survival where he is going to be able to make it out there so long, where if he doesn't get discovered, that's it for him. But just watching those intelligent survival instincts, and that's what I like about it.
Too.
So often when we see survival stuff, they're so focused on the physical component. Oh, what bear is going to attack them, and how are they going to get away from this bear? But All Is Lost is such an intellectual survival of how do I make use of everything that's on this and everything that I brought with me for these emergency situations, and then what do I need to create beyond that, because no kid is going to cover everything that comes up. He gives a heck of a performance. So good in that.
True story.
I don't know.
I
But
mean,
he
it's
was
happened plenty.
He was
Oh,
so
I'm sure.
good in it that when it was over, I thought, I don't know if there was any other actor that was alive that really could have done it, because you had to have a certain age to do it, but you also had to have a certain amount of believability in terms of your physical fitness and your intelligence. I just thought, man, was he overlooked for best actor in that?
I haven't seen it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Was that like 10, 20 years ago?
I want to say
No, 2013, 14.
yeah, I was going to say
around
12
there,
to
yeah.
15.
Okay.
12 to 15.
You mentioned the bear attack. Were you talking about the movie The Edge?
You brought that up last time.
Yeah.
We were talking about Anthony Hopkins in that.
He was great.
But
that's the bear that.
But yeah,
part of the movie is they're trying to elude this killer bear.
Yeah.
But that always seems to be what Survivor movies, at some point, there's always going to be the physical component of it.
You should watch Naked and Afraid, because there's a lot of ingenious people that figure out ways to.
Yeah, I need a new show, and I like that kind of stuff.
And so they find ways to creatively shoot them where you're not seeing everything. I mean, they must reek, because they're in like these dung pits for shelters, and with another person,
Hey.
you got to
You
reek.
do. I watched. I got into 1923.
Yeah,
over
I
the
have
weekend.
no doubt.
Fantastic.
Really?
Fantastic.
Well, I'm a big Harrison Ford
Telling
fan.
you.
Isn't he doing some of his best work? And here he is. He's 83, I think now.
He's just Red Hulk and Captain America.
Yeah, and I mean,
fantastic.
he's hysterically funny on Shrinking, where he plays a psychologist who has Parkinson's, and he's hysterically funny. And I'm guessing in 1923, he's rugged and
he's I mean, he's a curmudgeon. Pissed, he's just
Helen
he's a
Mirren's
rancher
in it
that has
too.
a lot of pressure on him and drama and stress, and it is just the time period I love, and just how they get from point A to point B, and there's storms, and I mean, it's fantastic. I didn't know what I was going to get out of it. Because again, Taylor Sheridan has all these different things coming out. I'm like, he's going to miss
But that's
on
the
one.
same ranch, right? I mean,
Yes.
it's the prequel to Yellowstone.
You a big Yellowstone fan, Cam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that got a little corny. This is real quick. Like it's because there's only one series,
right?
One series long, so they cram a lot of stuff, and so it's just nonstop, in your face, really, really good stuff.
Yeah, there's, I feel like, what am I even doing here? There's so much. I should be watching TV right now. There's so much good stuff.
It's really good
that I need to catch up on. And,
yeah.
Over the weekend, that's what we did. I never watched the Equalizer movies with Denzel Washington, but I've been on this little kick since I watched that Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. So then everybody said, "Oh, well, if you like that, have you seen the John Wick movies?" And I'm like, "No, I actually haven't." I felt kind of stupid. So then I watched the first John Wick, and I was like, kind of like that. So then it gave me a little taste for that kind of man versus, odds and army kind
Denzel
of
Washington's
thing.
got a new movie coming out with Spike Lee directed it.
Yeah, that's
the Wick movies. It's a bridge too far for me. I can't suspend my disbelief
for the Wick movies
when he defeats literally
200 people.
Well-armed
Well,
guys.
then you might like the Equalizer, because I watched the first two over the weekend, and they don't give him some crazy number of people to just deal with.
Right.
Like in every situation, he kind of assesses the room, strategizes a plan in his head, and it's not these prolonged like fight sequences. It wouldn't make a lot of sense. I mean, even now the guy's like 70, so he was in his 60s making those movies, but it was a little bit more of a combination of a little bit more intellectual and not just physical. But I don't know what it is. I think those movies are kind of primal. They tap into that little element that seeks out
Jason Bourne. Have you seen one of
justice.
Jason Bourne movies?
Yeah, I didn't get into it.
I didn't see any of them.
Was it Matt Damon?
That falls in the same category.
Yeah, like a Mini Cooper driving around, going down steps and stuff like that, all through Italy and Europe and whatnot. I go down these rabbit holes on YouTube, like we talk about survival and stuff like that. Like I just watched, a little documentary on that little girl in the 70s that got into a plane crash over the Amazon jungle, and she crashes down 10,000 feet, stuck in her chair, survives the crash, breaks her collarbone and leg, and then finds her way out of the jungle by creeping through the nasty, horrified water. And she found a village like 7 miles upriver and survived. Meanwhile, there's dead people.
How old was she?
13.
Oh my God!
That's
I have not seen. I've not even heard this story.
check that out.
So what happened? How good
She
was
survived.
the documentary? I mean, did they have?
She's got books out and all kinds of different stuff. This was a little while back, but there's different things on it. You could watch a 10-minute clip of it. You could watch a 40-minute clip of it. But yeah, that was one of the. I like the survival stuff.
Yeah,
I get into it. That
those-
was one of my. That's like on my Mount Rushmore. This little girl survives a plane crash for one, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Stuck in her seat. Her mom's dead next to her. All these body parts everywhere, and then she's in the scariest place imaginable, which is the jungle, and finds a way to survive.
Have you ever watched the movie Alive?
Oh hell yeah!
That's a really good movie. And I'm thinking for a person who likes what you're describing, you must love that movie.
That was tough, and they didn't want to tell anybody about what they had to do to survive because of the religion and whatnot.
Shame, yeah.
But they weren't that far out. Like of course, the pilots screwed that up. Their altitude was a little too low. They're going over the Andes. They went a different direction, so no one knew where they were. The Andes Mountains go forever. And they found a way. Two guys walked away, found a little cowboy.
But I'll tell you, but even the people that didn't take the journey, what they had to do to live all those days, and that was probably the most realistic plane crash that's ever been filmed.
Wow, that was good.
In any movie ever. That one, let's see. There you go.
Within a mile of your tent.
I think that's a fair point. No, I think, well, I do think only because, if it had been more than a mile away, I probably would not have gone to it in the middle of the night. I would have stayed in my tent because my discomfort is only exceeded by my laziness. So
Camping, the definition of camping is not you have to put your life at risk. It's
no,
just
it's not to
camping.
be miserable. I don't want to be miserable. So if I'm miserable, I'm going to fix the situation.
well, I mean,
I'm not Bear Grylls, although he's kind of a fraud too.
Now, Denny over there says 1883 was the best. That was even the earlier
Yes,
prequel.
that was
But
really good.
But still the same ranch, right? That's sort of the tying connection, or no?
I don't think that tied in. I don't know if they tied it together. I think Yellowstone ties in with 1923, but I don't think 1883 had anything to. I could be wrong on that.
Really?
That was damn good too. Damn good. Making their way up through,
Now, who was the lead in that one? Was that Sam Elliott? Who's in 1883? I don't know that.
A country singer. What's his name? Handsome country singer.
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Oh,
and
my.
his wife, who was another
Jeez.
country singer. He
Yeah,
was
Faith Hill.
Yeah,
Isn't
Sam
it
Elliott
McGraw?
is also in it. The description on IMDb.
Dude, you got some
the
things to watch.
post-Civil War generation of the Dutton family
Yeah.
travels to Texas. It's a wagon train undertaking the arduous journey west to Oregon before settling in Montana to establish what would eventually become.
Okay, so it's
Yellowstone
the
Ranch.
journey that took them
That's
from
right.
Texas to what would eventually
Yep.
become the ranch. Man, I
That's
wonder.
good.
Now, let me ask you this: to the listeners that are out there that are commenting that have obviously seen these, do you think I would be better off, since I haven't seen any of them? Should I go chronologically from 1883 to 1923 to Yellowstone?
I would say yes.
All right, I got one vote for yes.
I would
Denny,
say
do you have a
yes.
thought on that? Throw it up in the chat.
Release order or chronological order?
Right. You know,
Okay.
like, in other words,
Star Wars
what will
way.
I get more out of it? Like, for example, when people ask that about The Godfathers, because you can watch something called The Godfather Epic
Yep.
that puts it all chronological, but I would tell them, don't watch it all chronological. Godfather 2 works much better, enjoying the very well-chosen juxtapositions of when they go back and forth. There's like more that comes out of it because of the moments that they choose.
Brilliant. The way it was put together is brilliant. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Especially also the 40 years later, it hits also to get like old Vito with Marlon Brando. And then, as somebody who was born in 91, the like hammer hit that is young De Niro in Godfather 2 as young Vito, because you've seen De Niro as an old man the majority of your life. All of a sudden now you're watching Godfather 2 and here's young De Niro and you barely recognize him. Like, for me, it hit like an extra level
Yeah,
of
it's
like,
hell yeah. That's your youth.
It's my youth, but I'm
That's your
saying
youth,
it
yes.
almost enhanced though that like split between
It did.
old Vito Marlon and young Vito
You
De
know,
Niro.
for me, there's one emotional moment in Godfather 2 that gets lost when you make it chronological. And to me, it may be the most impactful moment in there. And that is when Michael he's already contemplating that he's going to have his brother killed. And so you see it in his face, you know what's going to happen. You know, the fate's basically sealed. But then they go back to the early Vito story, and Vito is standing over his child's crib because his Fredo was sick as a baby, and they were nervous he wasn't going to make it. And you get this moment of this nervous father, basically just panicking, the strong man, but here's something he can't control. And right in that moment, he'd give it all up to make his baby safe. And to see the juxtaposition of the father praying over his son, powerless, wanting to make him safe, and seeing that against what will eventually happen, where one of his other sons is going to have that son murdered, is so tragic. It's such a tragic evolution from that moment to that moment, and it's lost when you put it chronological.
Yeah, you're right.
Fredo had loose lips. All right, let's be honest.
Fredo was hanging out with those cocktail waitresses too much.
Listen, two at a time.
2 at a time.
2 at a time.
Mo Green. You don't mess with Mo Green.
That's
Mo took one bullet to the eye.
One to the eye. Well, Mo Green is based on Bugsy Siegel.
Hyman Roth was based off of Meyer Lansky.
Meyer Lansky. That's right.
I love the Hyman Roth speech about the death.
That's the best.
But it was just,
nobody asked who gave the order.
Business
holding in that cough.
Yeah, that little click.
And then the resolution of the scene when he just said, "I'm going to take a nap. There's $2 million on the table. When I get up, if the $2 million is gone, I'll know I have a partner.
Yeah.
If it's not, I'll know I don't." And it's just as simple as that for him. It's just as simple as that.
And I forget what's the actor he was an acting coach.
Yes, in fact, that was Lee Strasberg.
Yes,
and that was his film debut. He was a famous.
Was it really?
Yeah, he's only made 3 movies in his career, and 2 of them were with Al Pacino: Godfather 2 and Injustice for All, and then the other one was the original Going in Style with Art Carney and. I don't remember who the third was, but 3 old guys.
I love, and the reason why I love him as a character also, I like when actors choose really human things that just like wouldn't be in a script, but make that grounded in a little piece of cake.
The coughing does that.
No, see, it's
small piece.
It's when they're cutting the cake, and as they're cutting the cake, you just do no, little smaller piece of cake.
Small piece.
Yes, exactly.
I thought somebody was.
And
human.
it's exactly. I love that, and it's not in the script.
No, 100%. But it's the most human thing for an older guy watching his sugars.
It makes him so real, so genuine, so in the moment.
But was it cake poisoned? Did you?
No, I think you're thinking of the cannoli in Godfather 3 that took out the guy in the opera booth.
Anytime you see they showed the camera on the cake in that scene for so long. I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh God, somebody's going to die. Everybody's going to die. They're all eating the damn thing. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So what's going on with you guys, Brody? How's the podcast going?
Oh, it's going great. Couldn't be better. Really couldn't be better. Next, we have an upcoming episode this Saturday. We're going to recap and give our reactions to WWE Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris was crazy. John Cena fought Logan Paul.
Yeah,
who won?
Cena won. He beat Logan Paul.
Are you happy about that?
Yeah, he wasn't going to put Logan Paul over on his way out anyways. Social media.
Yeah,
star, so
I mean, Cena only
there.
has a couple matches left. I don't think they have any more losses planned for him.
Yeah, no.
In the script on his way out. Who's his final match going to be against?
I have no idea yet.
But who does it make sense to be?
That's what I was.
What does the world want to see? What would make sense?
Wrestlers usually put over guys on the way out.
Who's the most popular right now? Who's the most popular guy?
So that means you would have. I mean, there are.
So then, who would he be willing to put over?
It would either be Braun Breaker, Gunther, Jacob Fatu, or they give one more win to Cody Rhodes. Would be the final 4 or 5.
Cody Rhodes doesn't need it though.
He doesn't need it.
Who needs it? Braun Breaker needs it.
Gunther probably needs it coming back off of injury, and then Jacob Fatu could use it too. So I think
those guys agree to help a young guy out and take a loss in their final match.
That's actually pretty common. Yeah. In fact, who just did it last year?
Well, Goldberg did it.
Not even last year. I mean, last month.
Yeah, Goldberg put over Gunther. Yeah.
Oh well, if Goldberg put over Gunther, I don't think Cena's going to put over Gunther. That would be too much putting over of Gunther.
How many times did Flair do that over his career?
A lot. He did it with Shawn Michaels. He did it with a bunch of guys. Yeah.
What's his name didn't want to do it with the screw job, right?
Oh, Bret Hart. But
Bret Hart didn't want to do it.
No, but he wasn't retiring. That was because he was going to WCW. And he didn't want to lose the belt to Shawn Michaels. He would have lost the belt to Steve Austin.
Is he always in a bad mood?
Yes, he's always in a bad mood, eternally.
He's
so famous in Calgary. He's one of the, he's a Calgary hero.
I think he's part owner, something up there.
Oh,
Hitman.
I
think he's owner of the Hitman.
Yeah, but he's always bitter. He was bitter that Goldberg ended his career. He's a very bitter guy.
Yeah,
but,
well, his brother
what's
died.
the wrestling league that Bischoff is starting now, or was with
Real
Hulk?
American Freestyle.
Is
Yeah,
that-
that's a freestyle wrestling league he's starting up. Him and Hulk Hogan and Chad Bronstein.
I think Hulk's out of it now.
Hulk's out of it now.
But is that real wrestling, or is it the same?
No, it's freestyle wrestling. You know,
he's still in the mix.
Listen, you know.
Oh,
Listen, life goes on. I don't expect you to mourn me forever.
I know, exactly.
Do you know they still have Real American Beer commercials airing even after Hogan's passing?
Oh,
with
now
him
they
on it?
will, because they don't have to worry he's going to do something stupid to mess the brand up. Now they can put the pedal to the metal.
Bro, do you have an opinion on the latest the questions? I want to say scandal, but the questions around Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy. They had a kid. And everyone says, well, we never actually saw Brandy look pregnant. So there's a little bit of scandal around the Rhodes family right now.
Lord.
We talking surrogacy here? What do you think happened?
I guess. I'm sure they had a kid. I don't know if she was or not, but, I'm happy for Cody. Gives them.
So no one saw her pregnant?
No one saw a baby bump. at
All
any
we
point
know
in
is
public.
is that baby comes with a lifetime of bills. And as long as they're paying them, it makes them the parents.
Yeah,
period.
right, exactly.
Doesn't matter if it was a surrogate,
go.
adoption, a
He-
hidden pregnancy.
He's got
their
to look
baby.
to him too, so you'll know if it's Cody Rhodes' son or daughter.
Well, all they got to do is bleach his hair blonde. It'll look like all the
Dusty
roads.
had his hair bleached blonde. So
Yeah,
that's where he gets the
exactly.
bleached
Just bleach
blonde
the
from.
kid's hair blonde, and now boom, it's your kid.
Yeah, it's your kid.
I
Listen,
go oil up his muscles, it'll be fine.
Listen, if you paid for the kid, it's your kid.
It's your kid.
You got a receipt, it's your
Exactly.
kid. That's why I say for people, if people get hair transplants, whatever, they did it. Say, is this your real hair? Yeah, it's mine. I got a receipt for it. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about my own. This sadly is my own. As is all the blank patches. I always tell people I got my hair's brown with bald highlights.
That's right, buddy.
And the
Hopefully we
patches.
can
Now,
see Brock down the pike.
you
That's
did
all
have.
we
You
really
didn't
care
mention that you had an incredible guest on this past week.
about. Oh yeah, that's right. You came on to discuss about Raja Jackson this past week.
What's up with him?
I did. They needed a
No
legal
charges
expert.
have been filed yet.
No,
No,
man.
and I saw that. What's his face? The father
Rampage.
made a statement on it.
Yeah, Quentin Rampage. Did.
Yeah, he didn't. He got a little bit of blowback from that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I thought he was hard. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you got a little comment
that's
on
one
that.
guy's opinion.
Okay. Well, there you go. I love that.
A lot of people say
That's
that.
Brody being very tactful when he disagrees. Well, that's one guy's opinion.
I love it, Brody.
But I think a lot of people share that. That's not just one guy.
Well, they call it the screw job because a lot of
Yeah.
people side with Bret Hart on that.
Yeah.
But,
I'll agree that Vince didn't have to book the match between Brett and Shawn. He could have booked the match between Brett versus Steve or Brett versus Ken Shamrock, but he booked it Brett versus Shawn. And Brett.
Why did Bret hate Shawn?
They just
A lot of
they
people
didn't
did.
like each other. Shawn was,
He
let's
was an
be honest,
ass.
he was an addict at the time. He was on a lot of drugs, and Brett lived a clean, sober life. And there was other personal beefs between the two of them. They had two different cliques. Bret Hart had his Hart Foundation clique. Shawn had his actual clique. And, that curtain call, that was an embarrassment to the sport of professional wrestling. And that really, triggered off their two rivalry against each other. It was.
What's the curtain call?
Curtain call was in 1996. It was in May. It was at Madison Square Garden, and Shawn instructed all the heels and baby faces to break character in the middle of the ring after a steel cage match. Not all of them, just, Triple H, Razor Ramon, who was Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels all were in the ring, even though they were not all baby faces or all heels. They were facing each other, and they all lifted their arms up because, that's when Kevin and Scott were leaving. They went to WCW and formed the NWO. That was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
And, of course, Triple H has stayed ever since, and so has Shawn Michaels. So after the curtain call, people thought it was a disrespectful act to the sport of wrestling, and it was. It was terribly disrespectful, but everybody kind of moved on from it, except, Brett takes that seriously. His father's Stu Hart, and, he came from a wrestling family. That was, you don't do that. You don't have heels and baby faces in the middle of the show, breaking kayfabe in the middle of the ring. That's just not acceptable.
Not good form. Not good form.
No, in Madison Square Garden, that was their top building. I mean, who does that? But, they did it because, Kevin and Scott were like, we're leaving. We wanted our moment, our sentimental moment. Shawn Michaels got away with so much back then.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And Triple H is running things now.
And sometimes with people, I don't hate anybody, but sometimes people just rub you wrong,
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
not like there's anything wrong with them. It's just that for whatever reason, like their personality, their approach to the world, who they are and who you are just does not mesh at all. and they just rub you wrong. You
Rocky
feel
called me soft
uncomfortable.
today.
I didn't call you soft. I said you were sensitive. That's not the same thing.
I'm sensitive. Sensitive's a compliment.
What else did you say?
No, he
What
basically.
else did you say?
He basically
I said that
said,
you were.
What
I
else
said
did
you
you
were.
say?
I said you were more sensitive than some women I know.
Now
And that wasn't meant to be insults.
I would imagine that's true of everybody that you know.
Yes.
Now remember, the insult would be if he said you were overly sensitive. Overly sensitive is an
didn't throw that in
insult.
there?
No,
Sensitive
I
is a
said
compliment.
you were more sensitive. I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think.
I
there's
love
nothing
my
wrong with
kitty cat.
emotions,
I
man.
love that
think
kitty.
Being emotionally healthy and
Wait, you're talking
mature.
about the candy bar or an actual pet?
He's talking about pets.
He's talking about pets?
Yeah.
He really likes his cats.
Oh, God.
You were a little insulting, little bit.
Was I?
Little
Thank
bit.
you, Jimmy.
How was I insulting?
Thank you.
In
So
what
you
way
think
was
the
I
way he
insulting?
There was
said
an
it
implication
suggested
of
over?
Yeah,
No,
there was
see,
an
see,
implication.
There it is, Ed.
That was the thing. The implied over.
He's
There it is.
inferring something that I was not implying.
Which is odd because that almost proves your point.
Yeah.
He's sensitive.
Rocky, will you make a meme of Cam Jansen like blowing
Right.
and James Bond petting his cat?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I seriously.
Listen, Cam had a rough morning today. He had a moment with a very popular phrase that he wasn't aware of.
It wasn't good.
What? Wait, can I? Can it be?
Because he's gonna know, but say it.
So Cam didn't know the phrase. You don't assume because it makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
Cam didn't know that phrase.
He also didn't understand the lettering.
Yes. I had a rough morning.
Yeah,
I had a rough
no,
morning.
it really helps if you
Long
can
weekend.
write it down and put slash marks through.
Yes.
Which
We did verbally.
strangely enough,
We
That's what
did
you do with
verbally.
just to
children.
bring our segment full circle,
That's what you do for
the very
children.
first time that I ever heard that was in the show The Odd Couple, and there was a blackboard in that episode, and Felix wrote the word down and put the slashes
Can we
in.
talk about how the Felix Unger character has been modeled off of television shows like in
It's
Frasier
true.
with David Hyde Pierce and
It's
the
true.
Sheldon Cooper?
You
It's
should go
evolved
back
over the
and
years.
watch The Odd Couple because it is the paradigm under which a whole slew of shows, like anytime you have sort of the opposites living together and having to work out their stuff, is really all The Odd Couple in one form or another. So to his point, that's why he's referencing Frasier, because like the spinoff Frasier really is The Odd Couple, where the father is the Oscar character and both of the sons are Felix types.
Big Bang Theory.
Cheers.
Ray
was very-
Romano.
Yeah, Ray
was
Romano and his wife.
Fourth
Cheers. Sam is the Oscar character. Diane was the Felix character. Was set up, the elitist intellectual versus the common working class sort of, work through your issues.
Felix was a photographer, though.
All through that.
So how can he be so elitist if
He-
Felix is a photographer?
Yeah, well, he's also an
He
operator.
was a
we're not
fussy
we're not
neat
all
freak.
defined by our professions. We're defined by our
I'm just
entire
saying, he's very
pantheon.
intellectual. Yeah.
Yes, but we're defined by our pantheon of hobbies, of interests,
exactly.
of
That's right.
preferences. Our profession is just one sliver of who
But
we
that's
are.
why it's bad to generalize about anyone. I hate
Exactly.
that. One of the things that my pet peeves is, this group of people is this way. Like
Right.
even bicyclists that I'll sometimes have a disagreement the way that they comport themselves on the roadways. But that's not all of them.
No, and that's listen, and that really is, and again, I'm not going to reveal anything here. This is not a political statement, although it may sound like that. But it's a simple definition. If you want to know if what you're doing is correct or not, if you're judging an entire group based on the acts of a few individuals that you have encountered or heard stories about, what you are doing is by definition an ism. You can label that any kind of ism you want, but that is an ism. You are taking, the behavior or the acts of a handful and you're assigning it to a large group. Doesn't matter if you're doing it about old people, about cowboys, about crackers, about blacks, about Jews. It doesn't matter. But once you've done that, whether you like it or not, you've technically done something harmful to society. Judge individuals as individuals, even if you've met a handful. Judge the bicyclists that don't comport with the rules of the road, but don't assign that to all bicyclists. That's the discipline that we all have to have if we're going to live together in a society.
Are you a fan of Ritz crackers?
You're right.
My dad used to say, if you think you know someone by looking at him, how he's dressed, color of his skin, religion, whatever, you're going to be wrong. You don't know that guy.
Yeah, you know the things you're seeing about that one individual, but now go even further, Jim. Now assume you're going beyond the one that you're even seeing, and now assigning those characteristics to the rest of a group that you haven't met and you haven't seen. But when we all do it, I mean, let's admit that much. I don't care who think you're on. We all are guilty of that. But the discipline of being a good human being is recognize when we're doing it and installing a little filter that just says, you know what? I got to be a little bit smarter than that. I got to be a little bit more gracious than that. I can't judge an entire group of people by a couple of morons. I say that about every group. Every group.
It's human nature to prejudge. That's what prejudice
We
is.
do. And it's human nature because we are in protection mode. It's the reptile that tries to keep us safe. Yeah. At any given moment, our brain's job is to size up any potential danger around us and then address it to the point that we feel safe. And we do that through prejudgment. But we are safe. We're not living in those wild times in the jungle anymore. And we need to tell our brain, you can start thinking about something else other than just our safety. You could think about happiness. You can think about other people's happiness. You can think about other people's safety. You don't have to just think about your own anymore. You know, we're not living in those times.
Whoo!
There you go.
Look at that.
I got heavy today.
Write it down.
I don't hear that kind of talk
go.
on TMA.
Yeah.
Where the hell's the wisdom there?
Breaking things down. We appreciate you guys coming in. We do got to get to a break. Ed and Brody, man, we'll see you guys next Tuesday, baby. Right on. All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be back. Hot Take Central 2.0.
This hour of content on the Lou Information Station is brought to you by Grandpa Pigeons, Johnny Mac's Sporting Goods, and Becky's Carpet and Tile Superstore.
Hey, see that, kids? That's the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west.
The Lou Information Station, where we'll always call it Highway 40 or Highway 40 if you're a boomer.
The St. Louis expression?
Stream our content 24/7 at louinfo.com. The Lou Information Station. LouInfo.com news headlines. Brown and Crouppen, 222-2222.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Ordering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
A legendary weekend is coming to the Lou. Don't miss the Stiefel Charity Classic presented by Compliance Solutions, September 4th through 7th at Norwood Hills Country Club. Watch PGA Tour champions compete and enjoy a live performance by music sensation OAR at Friday's community concert presented by CarShield. Tickets start at just $20. Kids, military, veterans, and first responders get in free. Get your tickets today at StiefelCharityClassic.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown and Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
Back to more Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jensen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes
These two men here, are they with you?
on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Baby, let's go. 9:56. Only got a minute left here. Let me tell you about that beautiful place right across the street. That's the Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. Beautiful place. My boy Neil Westfall runs the show over there. Go check that out and take a look at some of their cars. They are fantastic. And for a limited time, take advantage of the 0.99% APR financing for 72 months on a Q6 e-tron. That's high performance with smart financing. Plus, explore a great selection of your Audi favorites, including the all-new 2025 Audi Q5, redesigned and ready to impress. Don't miss out on the $7,500 federal tax credit. It's available on select EVs and plug-in hybrids. But hurry, this credit expires September 30th. Now's the time to plug in and save. Go see my boy Neil and the entire crew at Audi Kirkwood on Manchester Road, or shop the entire inventory online at AudiKirkwood.com. That's Audi Kirkwood. Accept the exceptional. Yeah, baby. Ryan's in here for like 30 seconds. We could talk with Ed for a long time, man.
Yeah, talking about that
WWE. He is a very interesting guy. You know what I mean? So is Brody.
Yeah, that's why I love wrestling on Spectrum.
Yeah, shows here. Yeah, dude. they break it down.
They break it down.
Like you could ask him anything. He'll give you the date. He'll give you the arena. He'll give you everything.
He gave a WrestleMania one from like 1990. I'm like, dude, you were born a year before me. Like,
he just knows his stuff, man. Like he does.
Yeah, but I still think that Bret Hart got
screwed over. Yeah,
he did.
He still complains about it. All right, we're going to see all you guys tomorrow. We'll see you. This is Hot Take Central 2.0.